Greetings. I am the Big Head Teacher, and we are back again. Dun dun. Today is a special edition. I've noticed the need for more geography being taught in schools. I noticed there is a need for us to go over the state capitals. State capitals, not state capital letters, but we're talking about the main city in states. Now, this is a blank US map, and today we are going to go over the state capitals. There will be a part 1 and 2 to this video. I'm going to just in part 1, we'll go to 1 through 25, because of course there are 50 states. We're going to go 1 through 25, and we'll do 26 through 50 in part 2. So, many men wonder, what is a state capital? How do I know this? What purpose does a capital serve? Well, state capitals are usually where all the official major business and government happens in the state. Now, probably not official major business, because we know there are some state capitals that we're going to see that are not necessarily the most known or major city. But in the state capital is where the mayor, not mayor, but the governor, the person that's over the entire state, lives. It's also where the main courts and the main office for that state are. So we're going to begin. We're going to go in alphabetical order too. So let's begin with the 8 states. Let's begin with the 8 states. Now, I have been sworn the truth, some of these I know off the top of my head from recollection of memory. Others I may take a peek and look at to make sure I have it right, because I don't want to give you all any old thing. So please bear with me. So, starting in alphabetical order, the first state alphabetically is Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Yeah, that one. The capital of Alabama is Montgomery. Montgomery. Montgomery is home of the infamous bus boycott. Yes, the one in which occurred once the great Rosa Parks refused to give her seat up on the bus. And this boycott was led for over a year. And at the end of this boycott, we saw there was a result that changed public transportation in the South to this day. Now, the next capital is Alaska. Now, what many don't tell is Alaska is actually a very large state. Alaska by square feet is a very large state. But many people have not been to Alaska, so the knowledge of that goes away, does not get translated as well. The capital of Alaska is what's known as Juneau. Juneau is Juneau. Juneau. Arizona. Arizona like to drink? Not quite. Capital. Let me make sure that is spelled correctly. The capital of Arizona this is a city we probably know about, Phoenix. Phoenix, like Phoenix Suns and other places that feature the word Phoenix. Phoenix, like rising from the ashes like a phoenix. Yes, that one. The next state, Arkansas. Now I know that looks like Arkansas. No, it's Arkansas. capital of Arkansas is not Big Rock, Medium Rock, but Little Rock. Little Rock. Capital of Arkansas is Little Rock. Okay, we are out of the A's. There is no state in the United States that begins with a B, so let's go to C. C. Okay. The first state that begins with a C in the United States, major state, California. 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 Now, we know of some major cities in California. We've heard of San Francisco. We've heard of Oakland. We've heard of several others. And of course, we've heard of LA, Los Angeles. We would think that's the major city in California. Los Angeles, I believe, is the second largest city in the country. No. The capital of California is Sacramento. Sacramento. Sacramento, home of the NBA team, Sacramento Kings. Sacramento. Yes. Next, Colorado. Colorado. The capital of Colorado is Denver, home of the Nuggets, home of the Broncos. Denver. Colorado, capital Denver. Next, Connecticut. 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 Now, capital of Connecticut is Hartford. Hartford. Capital of Connecticut is Hartford. Let's go to letter D. As you all may see, we're going to get into some forgotten about states. So some of the, dare I say, unsung states, ones that don't get it much shine, are going to be mentioned today. And hopefully, if this is your first time hearing about the state, hopefully it serves you some good going along. First state begins with a D in this country, and the only state that actually begins with a D in this country, Delaware. One of the smaller states in the country. Delaware. Capital of Delaware is Dover. One of the first capitals in the country. One of the first state capitals. Dover. Time to go to one of the more popular states, one of the more popular vacation spots. Only state to begin with the letter F in the United States. That is Florida. Home of the good oranges. Florida. The capital. We know of a few cities in Florida. We know a few cities in Florida. We know of Miami, of course. We know of Tampa Bay, home of the championship Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We know of Orlando, home of Disney World. But the capital of Florida is Tallahassee. Capital of Florida is Tallahassee. Now to that state. That state my home state I currently reside in. And have resided in for my entire life so far. Georgia, Georgia, oh sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, word to the late Ray Charles. Georgia. Capital of Georgia is Atlanta. 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 All right, moving along. We are at state. We've done 10 states so far. Alabama, capital is Montgomery. Alaska, capital is Juneau. Arizona's capital is Phoenix. Arkansas's capital is Little Rock. California's capital is Sacramento. Colorado's capital is Denver. Connecticut's capital is Hartford. Delaware's capital is Dover. Florida's capital is Tallahassee. Georgia's capital is Atlanta. Now let's move on to letter H. Move on to the letter H. Capital Hawaii. Capital Hawaii. Nice sounding state. Honolulu. Capital of Hawaii is Honolulu. Of course, we know Hawaii was the last of the 50 states, and it was a series of islands compiled. Let's get into a forgotten about state. Idaho. Idaho. Now, this is one of the states that don't get a lot of talking about, but Idaho, home of many of the country's potatoes. The capital of Idaho is Boise. The word's not Bowles, it's Boise. Capital of Idaho is Boise. Moving along, one of the more popular states, one of the more popular cities in America at this moment, Illinois. Now, if we have any awareness of geography, the state many of us think of when pertaining to Illinois is what? The main state we think of when pertaining to Illinois. Yes, Chicago. Just like California, the most known city is not the capital. The capital of Illinois is Springfield. The capital of Illinois is Springfield. All right. Next, I'm going back to Indiana. Indiana's where I'm from. Word of the late great Michael Jackson. Next, Indiana, home of the Pacers, home state of the Jackson family, who produced, of course, people such as Michael, Janet, and other Jacksons. Now, Indiana is one of the few states whose capital is named after it. The capital of Indiana is Indianapolis. Indianapolis. Home state of Indiana is Indianapolis. The capital of Indiana, Indianapolis. Now to another unsung state that does not get a lot of worldwide press, but for the sake of this video, it must be mentioned. Iowa. Iowa. Capital of Iowa is Des Moines. Des Moines, Iowa. Yes, yes. Good stuff, good stuff. We've done 15 so far. It means 10 more. Now, there's no state that begins with a J. Now, let's go to K. So the K. The first state that begins with a K is Kansas. We're not in Kansas no more. Wizard of Oz, of course. On the Wizard of Oz. Kansas, the capital of Kansas is Topeka. Topeka. Capital of Kansas is Topeka. Next, Kentucky. Yes, like Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. Yes, that one. Capital of Kentucky is Frankfurt. Kentucky was a major state for war in this country. Has a very notorious name for being a spot of war. Next, Louisiana. Louisiana. The L's. Louisiana. Louisiana is an interesting state. Why is that? Now, this is the backstory of Louisiana. Louisiana was one of the states that were owned by what European country? They were owned by the French. They're owned by France. Hence the name. Hence Louisiana. Fun fact of them, you know how in Georgia we have counties in other places. Louisiana has what's known as parishes. And many of their states' names are actually in French as well. Louisiana was not a part of the United States till the early 1800s, in which Thomas Jefferson purchased Louisiana in what's known as Louisiana Purchase. He purchased really nearly half the country for the today's equivalent of $14 million. Go figure. Now, in Louisiana, we know the most common state in Louisiana is New Orleans, or some people say New Orleans. Yes, but it's one of those other states. The most popular state by name is not the capital. The capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge. Capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge. All right. Let's go to the M's. I believe M has the most amount of states by letter in this country. M has the most amount of states by letter in this country. Now, first state that starts with letter M, Maine. Another somewhat forgotten about state. Maine. Maine is also the uppermost state. So on a map, this is Maine. This is the highest state in the country. Maine. Capital of Maine is Augusta. Not Augusta, Georgia. Augusta, Maine. Capital of Maine is Augusta. Next, we have not Maryland, Maryland, or as people that are from there may say Maryland. Maryland. Now, Maryland's another one. The most popular city in Maryland is not the capital. So, of course, the most popular city, as we may know, is Baltimore. But the capital of Maryland is Annapolis. Not Annapolis, Annapolis. Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Capital. Now, the most popular state in Massachusetts is actually the capital. Boston, home of the Red Sox, Celtics, et cetera, et cetera. Boston, Massachusetts. All right, let's progress check. We have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, we got 4 more to go. 4 more to go. Michigan. I got a bone to pick with Michigan because I usually root for Michigan when they play Ohio State, but they haven't beat them in a while. Now, Michigan's another one. The most popular state by name is not the capital. The most popular city by name is not the capital. The most popular city in Michigan is Detroit. But the capital of Michigan is Lansing, Michigan. Michigan is home to Urban Magic Johnson, Eminem, a few other big popular people. Next, capital. It's cold like Minnesota. Minnesota, home of the Timberwolves, home of the Vikings, etc. Now, I had to actually refresh myself on this. I thought Minneapolis was the capital of Minnesota, but corrections are always good. Capital of Minnesota is St. Paul. Next, one of my favorite cities, one of my favorites to spell, Mississippi. Some of y'all may know about M-I, cricklet, I, humpback, I. Mississippi, home of people such as David Banner and many people I sometimes actually know personally. The capital of Mississippi is Jackson. The capital of Mississippi is Jackson. And the last one for this dispensation of time is Missouri. Not misery, like being sad. Missouri. Missouri is another one. The capital of Missouri is not the most popular city. The most popular city in Missouri, I would say, is St. Louis. St. Louis. But the capital city of St. Louis is Jefferson City. Missouri, excuse me, it's Jefferson City. Okay, we have finished part 1 to 25, state capitals. So let's review real quick. Capital of Alabama is Montgomery. The capital of Alaska is Juneau. The capital of Arizona is Phoenix. Capital of Arkansas is Little Rock. Capital of California is Sacramento. The capital of Colorado is Denver. Capital of Connecticut is Hartford. The capital of Delaware is Dover. The capital of Florida is Tallahassee. The capital of Georgia is Atlanta. The capital of Hawaii is Honolulu. The capital of Idaho is Boise. The capital of Illinois is Springfield. The capital of Indiana is Indianapolis. The capital of Iowa is Des Moines. The capital of Kansas is Topeka. The capital of Connecticut is Frankfort. The capital of Louisiana is Baton Rouge. The capital of Maine is Augusta. The capital of Maryland is Annapolis. The capital of Boston. The capital of Massachusetts, is Boston. The capital of Michigan is Lansing. The capital of Minnesota is St. Paul. The capital of Mississippi is Jackson. And the capital of Missouri is Jefferson City. Please come back for part 2, which will be posted very soon. Thank you. I am the Big Head Teacher. Thank you once again.